then value of the determinant, numerical value remains the same, but its sign changes. Negative value you get. That means this property is called a skew symmetric property. So determinant function is skew symmetric. Skew symmetric. Next property is if you take two columns identical, say ith column and jth column are identical, then determinant is 0 because two columns are identical. That means columns are linearly dependent, and we have seen that if columns are linearly dependent, value of the determinant is 0. So this is a particular case, and whenever this property is there, we call it alternating property. And it can be shown that the skew symmetric property and alternating properties are equivalent properties. One can derive from one the other. Then if you take, now we'll talk about the
homogeneous system. I am going to talk about now. A homogeneous system, Ax equal to 0 implies x equal to 0 if and only if determinant of matrix A is non-zero. Now when we talk about a homogeneous system, basically we mean system of equations. So we have in school days definitely seen the equations like x plus y equal to 5, 2x minus 7, 7y equal to 10, like that. We can definitely come out with a matrix from such a system. When we talk about matrix, we can represent the coefficients of x and y in a row form. So the first row is obtained of the matrix, and similarly for the second equation we get similarly coefficients which become the second row. Likewise we get a matrix A, and the unknowns x and y, they give us a vector. So that vector we call as capital X, and therefore A into x. Suppose we are going to solve this for equal to 0, that is x plus y equal to 0 and 7x plus 10y equal to 0. Suppose 0 0 are on the other side, then that becomes a 0 column. So we call it a 0 column. In such a case the system becomes Ax equal to 0. That type of system we call as homogeneous system. So here we are going to talk about a generalized system, a generalized homogeneous system, as you can see on the screen. So homogeneous system, whenever we have Ax equal to 0, that always implies x equal to 0 if and only if the determinant is non-zero. And this can be other ways said that H system, the homogeneous system will call as H system. So H system has a unique solution which is the trivial solution if and only if columns of A are linearly independent, because if they are dependent we'll get 0 as the value of determinant, and so the assumption earlier statement will become false, because if and only if is implied only if the determinant is non-zero. So H system has unique solution which is trivial solution if and only if columns of A are linearly independent. Simultaneously, when the columns are linearly independent, we can say the rank is full. So when the rank is full, we say rank of A is n, and which implies that the range is entire vector space V, and so there is no null space. Actually there is a null space, but it is zero null space. We sometimes call it no null space. No non-zero vector is available in the null space. So dimension of null space, nullity, is 0, and hence it implies saying that A is invertible. So these are some consequences of taking determinant non-zero and talking about H system. Determinant of a matrix is same as determinant of the transpose of a matrix. That is another property. So if you write columns as rows and rows as columns in a square matrix and talk about determinant of the new matrix thus obtained, determinant value does not change. So determinant A is equal to determinant of A transpose. Similarly, if P is an invertible matrix, then determinant of P inverse AP is equal to determinant A, because of the property that determinant of AB is determinant of A into determinant of B. That property we have seen in the third screen or the fourth screen using that property. So basically determinant is multiplicative, this way we can say. Determinant of A into B is determinant A into determinant of B. So likewise here determinant of P inverse AP is determinant of P inverse into determinant A into determinant P. But determinant P inverse is 1 upon determinant P, and therefore that will cancel out with determinant of P, and so we'll only get determinant A here. So the last statement therefore is valid. Now suppose in the homogeneous system we replace the right hand side 0 matrix 0 column by some other column, some non-zero column. Then in that case the system no longer remains homogeneous. It is homogeneous only if right hand part is 0 column. So if it is non-zero column, we talk about a general case. General case which we have generally solved using Cramer's rule earlier in school days, and there are other methods also to attempt such a type of system. So the non-homogeneous system, we call it as NH system. Ax equal to b, where b might not be 0, has a unique solution given by x equal to a inverse b only if determinant a is again non-zero. Consider A equal to column space of column space C1, C2, Cn. That means A is a matrix obtained by considering first column as a C1 column, second column as a C2 column. Here C1, C2 basically are column vectors. So we take n vectors, n dimensional n vectors, so we get a matrix which is n by n matrix. That is A matrix. Ax equal to b we take, and so that can be written as you can see on the screen. It can be rewritten as sigma xi ci equal to b, and that amounts to saying that it has a unique solution given by xi equal to di upon d, which is nothing but a Cramer's rule that mostly we all have studied in school days. So Cramer's rule, but one should know that it does not apply when the determinant is 0. So when the matrix is singular, we cannot talk about this. Now we have done enough of properties of determinant. Now it's time for some exercises. So I give some exercises here.
That I do. You do this. Cramer's rule.
You can see the first exercise on the screen. Find the value of, there is a determinant given. So this is very easy example one can try. You can copy down this example and you can try if you are interested. Let us see another one similarly. The equation of a plane in R3 is given by ax plus by plus cz equal to d, a general equation of a plane. If d is non-zero, this plane does not pass through origin. And if three non-collinear points p, q and r are on this plane, then the coefficients a, b and c can be uniquely determined using the Cramer's rule, or even otherwise. So one can use Cramer's rule to get the values of a, b and c, the coefficients. So what this question says something like this. If we talk about a plane not passing through origin, so then in that case the equation will be ax plus by plus cz equal to d, as you can see on the screen, with d not equal to 0. And obviously when we mean this is a plane, a square plus b square plus c square is non-zero, we know that, and we don't bother about that right now. Now let us take some 3 points. Suppose this is a plane given to us and we don't know the equation of this plane. That means we do not know the coefficients, coefficient a, coefficient b, coefficient c. We do not know the values of a, b and c. And suppose we want to find out the value, then additionally we need 3 points, because a plane is determined uniquely by 3 points. So if we are given additionally 3 points, as you can see on the screen, point p, q and r, x1, y1, z1, 1 point, another point x2, y2, z2, and the third one r, x3, y3, z3. If 3 points are known to be lying on the plane, then one by one we can satisfy these points on the equation. One by one we can satisfy the coordinates of these points on the equation. That is, let us talk about point p. Point p has coordinates x1, y1, z1, so we can put the value of x equal to x1, y equal to y1 and z equal to z1 in the equation of plane where a, b, c are not known. So we will get the equation as a x1 plus b y1 plus c z1 equal to d. Then similarly we can get another equation when we put q there, which will be a x2 plus b y2 plus c z2 equal to d, and similarly one more equation. So in this way we get 3 equations in 3 unknowns a, b, c. D is known, so we get 3 equations in 3 unknowns. So it's a 3 by 3 system, and now here d is non-zero, therefore it becomes a non-homogeneous system, and we can use Cramer's rule to find out this solution of this given question. We can get the values of a, b and c as shown in the formula in the earlier slide, di upon d, where d is the determinant of the coefficients and di is the determinant of again the coefficients, but ith column is replaced by DDD as per the question. So this can be done. Let us see some more exercises. It's worth noting down these exercises for you to try if you are interested in determinant concept. So let us see the third question.
Let me.
Yes, please.
Because we don't have much time, I will give one or two examples. Let me take this one. 1a square.
Yes. Example number 6.
Example number 6. 1a square, 1b square, 1c square, and square of that determinant equal to, that is, right hand side is on the screen. Now, in order to find this square of the determinant, we, instead of taking the determinant, will take this as matrix, and then we'll take the determinant. So this is a matrix. Now this matrix 1a square, 1b square, 1c square, this matrix
2 minutes.
and its transpose. So I take 1 1 1 a b c 1 c square, and determinant of matrix and its transpose both are same, because we have seen the properties that if you interchange rows and columns, the value of the determinant does not change. So determinant of AT is same as determinant of A. So
Sir, 1 minute.
determinant of a square is same as determinant of this into this, and the property is determinant of AB is determinant of A into determinant B. So once we know the determinant of this and this, you know the whole thing. Now we multiply this by matrix, so row into columns, this into this, so you get 3. That you see, if you multiply two matrices, then first row and first column gives 3, then first and this gives A plus B plus C, then this first row and second column gives A square plus B square plus C square. Now you take the second row, first column, so A plus B plus C, then this one gives A square plus B square plus C square, and then this one gives A cube plus B cube plus C cube, and that way you complete this one, then you get A cube plus B cube plus C cube, and A raised to 4 plus B raised to 4 plus C raised to 4. And now determinant of the product is same as determinant of A into determinant B. That property using the determinant of this, that is on the screen,
Time is almost done.
that is right hand side, we have seen, just so,
Yeah, it is there.
and that is same as determinant square of that. Okay, left hand side 1a square, 1b b square, 1c c square, whole square is the right hand side starting with 3. And
References.
the another thing is very interesting
Sir,
problem
pura ho
is this one.
Sir, pura ho gaya. Time is up.
Time is up. 2 0 0 0 2, and that is you can see 0 2 0 0 0 2 0 0 0 2 0 2 0 and 2 0 0 0 2. Now very interesting one, you can show this one as a block 2 0 0 2, and here also block 0
Sir.
2 2 0, and here just 2, and here 0 2 2 0, and here also 2 0 0 2. This one is 4, this one is 4, this one is 4, this one is 4. So 4 into 4 into 2, 32 minus this one, 4 into 2 into 4, 32. So value is 0.
Zero.
And another way is you can see the determinant here and this one, the second row and fourth row are identical, so determinant is 0. So there are so many interesting properties of determinant, and we have done our best to explain the determinant properties and many things. Linear algebra is a subject where, and matrix algebra, where not only in mathematics it is used in all sciences, and not only all sciences but management, economics, psychology, social sciences and all those. So this subject is very interesting and very exciting, and one can play this game of determinants as much as he can. Okay, so thank you very much, and one last property is Kelly-Hamilton theorem, that every matrix, every square matrix satisfies its own characteristic equation, and using that also many properties and many problems can be discussed. One will not be able to do that, but if you take
Sir,
A equal to
पूरा हो गया.
1, 2, 3, 4, this matrix,
सर टाइम
and
हो गया है, खत्म कर दो.
determinant A, if you take, and we know that determinant of polynomial, this will be 0 by Kelly-Hamilton theorem, but if you take P of determinant A, then it is not 0. Okay, thank you. So thank you very much.
One very good book that I would like the viewers to read for learning more about determinants and linear algebra is a book, Linear Algebra, Introduction to Linear Algebra by S. Kumaresan. It's a nice book, and one can go in detail study of determinant using this book. Thank you very much to BISEC team for inviting me to deliver such a talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sandhan, All Gujarat Integrated Classroom.
સેટેલાઇટના માધ્યમથી જોડતી કડી